Hey everybody, I think I'm live, but I'm just trying to link this to Facebook group. Happy July. July, it's what month is it? June, May, right? It's May 20th. Give me 1 second. This is what happens with a one-person operation here. Also looks like my light might need some adjusting. Posture could use some adjusting. Okay, so that's posted. Oh no, it's not posted. Sorry, not. What I do? Oh boy, where'd my prop go? Oh, right here. Okay, let me get back to YouTube. Boom, there's my prop. Let's see if I can change this light. Holy cow, it's a little bit better. You can see my room. Let me just close my door there. Bedroom door. Podcast in color. Hashtag podcast in color. Cool. So if you stick around for this whole video, I'll eat a Mallo cup and give a review live on the air. That'll be worth it. I won't explain these notes on my hands. Those are to-dos after this video. So, hey, welcome to the Patreon preview for this week. Thank you so much for supporting the show. I'll run through the preview at the top here, and then I'm going to talk about how to set up your podcast feed in Pocket Casts and Overcasts. But you'll see, just to demonstrate it again and again and again. Again, if you're a patron at any level and you haven't set up your Patreon RSS, it takes 2 minutes to get it set up. And at any level, there's even at the tip level, the $1 a month level, there's a weekly episode most weeks. And this week there'll be an extra one. But at $5 is our value for value level. There's 2 ad-free episodes every single week. And then on top of that, extra value, which is 2 story-only episodes most weeks. And then at $10 and $20, there's usually 6 nights of content every single week, including a lot of different stuff. So, because those are our kind of membership levels. So please get that set up. If you're watching this video and you want to chat, click through to the YouTube video, and you can chat on YouTube. You might have to be on a desktop to do that. I'm not sure if you can do that on that, but this is just so if anybody wants to chat, but I'm going to run through everything. So please, I've said this every single week. I think only like 1 out of 4 patrons have their RSS feed enabled, their bonus content. And some people do consume the content on the Patreon app, which is fine. But if you're not getting your bonus content, please get it set up. It is the only way I can thank you as a patron. I'm trying to do these videos and find more time to be a little bit more interactive, because the Patreon is really right now currently the only thing keeping the podcast going other than Casper and Brooklyn. And so I really want to make sure you're getting your value as a patron. But really becoming a patron is really just enabling me to keep making the podcast for you. So those digital rewards are really the only thing. I pour my heart, my soul, and my time into the show. And you as a patron support the value for value. But it is nice to get something extra, of course. So the digital rewards are the something extra. And they're awesome. I mean, if you're a patron and you're using them, you know how awesome they are. Because you just have a lot more control and a lot more content to consume. Oh, there's Crazy Pants. So please get that set up. And if you're watching this, you probably aren't having issues with Patreon. But if you can't log into your account, you aren't sure if your account's valid, or you've tried to set up your RSS and you can't find it, or you're just not able to, please contact Patreon support. They're paid. I mean, it's part of the reason I pay for Patreon. Their tech support has said there's no reason not to contact them. Even if you feel like the question's silly, they're getting paid by me and they're getting paid by Patreon, and they enjoy their jobs to answer even the smallest questions. So please don't hesitate to reach out to them. I'm going to get up some pictures here that I've taken to do it. And you just go to support.patreon.com. And on a laptop or a desktop browser, you'll go to support.patreon.com. You'll see a note right here, a little thing that says send us a note, and just click that and you can open a support ticket. And a small story after I show you these pictures of another reason I chose Patreon is because I opened a support ticket with them. And so another teaser, long-winded story. But yeah, like if you go to support.patreon.com on a regular, on your mobile, this is what it's going to look like here. And what you're going to do is click on these 3 bars, and it'll bring up send us a note. And then you just click send us a note, and you can open up a support ticket with them. If you're having issue with Patreon, you could just go to support.patreon.com. They have a lot of like articles there. But if you've tried to set up your RSS feed and it hasn't been successful, or you're having trouble logging into Patreon, please contact them. Please don't hesitate to contact them. They are so awesome. And here's the story. When I was first thinking about joining Patreon, I still wasn't sure, primarily because the same issue I have now is like the podcast takes up so much of time that even though I needed the money from Patreon, I didn't know how I was going to manage that time, because there's just only so many hours in the week. And that was when I had a full-time job, like even deep into the night, there wasn't enough hours to manage the Patreon to even get it set up. And so I emailed them and I said, well, this is my situation. And I sent it just to the general help desk, and someone responded with some articles. And I actually responded back and said, no, I need some personal help. Like this, reading these articles isn't really answering my question. And Patreon followed up with someone emailing me directly and saying, hey, sorry, those articles weren't good enough. Let's see if we can get your questions answered, and let's get you in touch with someone that can help you figure out how we can help you get your page launched without you, since you don't have any time to launch it. And that's the same thing that Help Desk does for the patrons. So please get that set up. So I'm going to run through the preview for this week, and then I'll run through how to set up your RSS on Pocket Cast and Overcast. You can watch last week's video for how to do it in Apple Podcasts or Pocket Podcast Addict, or you could just read the Patreon articles. And my brother, maybe I said this last week because maybe he did it a week and a half ago. One of my brothers had been a patron for a while and hadn't set it up, and he said it took him 2 minutes. So, okay. So coming up this week, tonight, because Memorial Day, yeah, Crazy Pants, you can shoot questions my way too. Let me get through these, this preview, and then shoot me your questions. But you can post it now, and I can answer it. Okay, so tonight, I actually at $1. Memorial Day's next weekend. So next weekend for the free feed is going to be an all intro episode. So every patron from $1 up will get an all intro episode. It's episodes 600 through 605, the intros for those episodes. So that's something to look forward to tonight. Then Tuesday night, $1 and up patrons will get Sleep to Strange, a story-only episode 404, which is just in time for the World Cup, Messi versus Scooter. And that's like a Knox episode, I think, and a Bore Down episode. I think Koa's in it. So I haven't listened to that episode in a while, but it should be a good one. And then Tuesday night, $5 and up patrons get another Sleep to Strange story-only episode from episode 403, No One, which is a Game of Thrones recap. So those are always really long. So it has Game of Thrones recap, like what we learned on that, like stuff I researched, and then prayers to old gods and the new, and Tommen and Pounce. Then Wednesday is actually not set yet. It's going to be one of 2 episodes. I have to do a listen, and I'm coordinating somebody with somebody. So I don't have that one set yet. Thursday for $10 and up patrons will be another all intro episode, since those come out every other week on Thursdays, most weeks, most every other week. And that's an episode, from the holidays from, I don't know, 300 episodes ago. So 2 years ago, about episodes 326 through 333. There's a couple episodes I skipped in there because they were ambient episodes. but there's, I think, six episode intros in there. So that's Thursday. And then if you're a $20 patron and you're watching this, please let me know if there's any episodes from the vault that aren't in the archives that you want to hear that I can add for Fridays or Saturdays. So I think that's a preview. If you have any questions, shoot them my way. I'll run through, and while questions pop up, I think there's 5 people watching this. Let me check over on Patreon too, though. And then, yeah, if anybody's watching has any questions, let me know. I'm going to run through how to set this up on Pocket Cast. And okay, that's the wrong app. Having trouble here. Okay, so the first thing you have to do to get it set up is log in. And actually, I did this on my phone. I always prefer to do stuff on a laptop or desktop. But yeah, here's I'm logged in to Within the Wires, and you scroll down. You have to be on the Community tab. So make sure you're on, or the Overview tab. Oh boy, crazy pants. Somebody's going to be disappointed in that. So you have to click on this over. Oh boy, that's a softball game picture. Okay, so you have to be on this Overview tab and not the post or the community. So make sure the Overview tab's highlighted, and then just scroll down and you see this audio RSS link. And on an iPhone, you have to make sure you select all, which is like usually your first long press, I think. And then you click copy. And this is Overcast. If you use Overcast, you go to the home, and then you just paste it right in there to the search, just like that. Right in Discovery, it'll pop in, and you click Add. You click on the plus, and oh, that's Overcast. And then, yeah, there's the feed. And then you just click the plus to subscribe. So don't forget to click the plus to subscribe. But if you use Pocket Cast, you're already used to it. If you don't use Pocket Cast, probably start on Apple Podcasts or Podcast Addict. But Pocket Cast is it's going to stay $3.99. Here's Overcast, which is another great power app. If you use Overcast, make sure to subscribe to become a patron of Overcast. So this is what Overcast's general page looks like. So again, it's just a plus. So you're going to click the plus. It'll bring you to the podcast directory. And you'll click Add URL. Add URL. And then you'll paste. And boom. I think you click Done. And then it's Within the Wires. That's one I'm using as an example, is in your podcast feed. So that's how to add it in 2 other apps. Most apps work that way. But again, you could follow the support articles. Patreon, right when you sign up, the best place to start, even if you've been a patron for 2 years, especially if you use Gmail, but even if you use another mail service, is just go to your mail, type patron RSS, and the original email that Patreon sent you with your RSS and how to set it up should be in there. So yeah. So I think that's it. If any questions, I'm going to answer the questions on here. Softball. We had my daughter's softball team last game yesterday. Speaking of Nathan's, so Crazy Pants and his girlfriend, or their girl, who is it? Crazy Pants and Crazy Pants' girlfriend are from northern New York, and there's another northern New York place. This is root beer. I am partial to Hoffman's hot dogs by far. Like when I go back to visit, I'll eat Hoffman hot dogs probably, especially if it's the summertime, every 3 or 4 meals. They're just good on the grill. I just I just prefer them on the grill. But But yeah, I prefer the skin of the Hoffman. Hoffman's is like an upstate New York hot dog. That is very delicious. Speaking of, so I'm going to eat a Mallo cup. So these I hadn't had in like at least like 15 to 20 years. And then I talked about it in the podcast, and people were like, oh, you should order them. So I bought them on the internet. Great thing about the internet. So a Mallo cup is it's gluten-free. I didn't notice that. It's whipped cream center. So it's kind of like a peanut butter cup, but with a whipped cream center. But it doesn't just taste like marshmallow. The ingredients are milk chocolate, a bunch of other stuff. Corn syrup. Oh, okay, so I don't want to ruin it. There's like this coconut flavor. So that's what a Mallo cup looks like. It's got like dimples, but it looks mostly like what was called Reese's peanut butter cup. Comes in the same kind of paper. And it's not marshmallow. Again, I mean, maybe it is. I don't freaking know. But it has like a little marshmallowy bottom. And I guess it's like a marshmallowy mixed with the chocolate, and that has a little coconut in there. And it's a very unique. I'm gonna have a tantrum later with all the sugar. But yeah, I haven't had one in a while. Oh boy, it's so good. Holy mackerel. I wonder what they'd be like frozen. I'm gonna have to try that next. But really delicious, pretty rich. Like I won't even eat the second one. I'll probably put it in the freezer. Oh boy, it's falling. So crazy pants. Who falls on the Nathans versus the Hoffman? Cool thing about Mallo cup is it comes with like this old fashioned ticket. So pretty cool. So yeah, that's it. Let's see who we got in here. Just Andrea and Crazy Pants. But if either of you have any questions, hit me up. Bolzenberger. Yeah, I'll be on the floor stomping my feet. Right now, sugar's hit my system. Whew. But I got to record a podcast intro. So hopefully I'll catch the podcast intro on my, but I'm going to have to worry about my mouth noises. It's like one thing when I'm recording I have to pay attention to. Hopefully I'll shave today. I was going to shave and get my hair cut the last 3 weekends, and I didn't do it. And I don't think I'll have time to get my hair cut today. Cool. So anybody else have any questions? Otherwise, I go get back to work on the podcast. Any questions about getting your URL set up or podcast questions in general, production questions, anything. Root beer is not that great. It's from it's a supermarket root beer. Cool. I'll check over on the Patreon page one more time. Oh, wait, because there's 2 things here. Let's just see. Oh, I have some I missed questions on there. Just one like. Okay. Feel free to hit me with any questions. You can comment on the Patreon page. Sorry, not burpy. Yeah. Does everyone in the chat room have their Patreon RSS set up or use the app? I like the app. The app's good for watching lens clips. But I still prefer a podcast app for listening. Though I noticed this week, I don't know if it was my internet, but my Patreon app got the episodes faster than my podcast app because I needed to listen to one of the episodes the Good Place one. Still got to listen to it one more time. Great. So, Crazy Pants, your RSS is set up. Andrea, I'm not going to be doing any public Fearless Flyer episodes again. I mean, I don't conceive of it. I'm still trying to figure out if I can do one, like how I would do one on Patreon. That's fair to the patrons. Like maybe what I'm thinking is like doing a stretch goal. What is it? Like the 20th? I guess it would be for next month. Or something for that month, or maybe do a stretch goal for this month and then do it. And then maybe do a live stream for all patrons or $5 and up patrons, and then release it as an episode for $10 and $20 patrons. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. But yeah, there won't be, I don't see, there's just no way I can do trade, like, the podcast is just not in a sustainable, like, especially the public feed is just not in a, it needs more sponsors. So the fact that Trader Joe's is investing money in their own podcasts, I just can't put out free material for them because like, just can't afford to do it. Like, yeah, I do have a real time recipe style episode coming out. That's, I think I was talking about last week. It's a crossover with Alice Isn't Dead. It's a little bit more, it's different. It just got edited. So yeah, like, so that'll come out. I don't have any other real-time recipe ones right now. I guess we'll see about the future. Again, that might just become like a patron only thing too. I'm not sure about that. I mean, definitely the Fearless Flyers will be patron only. I mean, unless Trader Joe's calls and says, I mean, I just know how much it costs to put out a corporate podcast. So it's like, yeah, like, but plus it's like, maybe it'll encourage, I mean, this maybe will encourage more people to become patron at a certain level. So yeah, I mean, I might do that with the real-time recipes because it's just like trying to find a way to get more of the public listeners involved, like just a smaller, like because all of you that are patrons are like a really, like in a rarefied air, like as far as like compared to the main number of listeners. So it's like trying to get the people that listen on a regular basis but don't support the show more involved. I don't know, but I think like I'll still do the. I'm still going to do the Fearless Flyer ones. It's just figuring out a way to do it, Andrea. But yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Is like maybe I could do it for this month. We still have 10 days left in the month. Like set a stretch goal and then live stream it, the recording one day. And then the recording would be, the video would be recorded. Well, yeah, I guess I could use a mic and then record it into an audio editor, and then have a higher quality version released to like at another level. Does that sound fair? I guess that does sound fair. Because we just did reach 4,000 patrons, so that kind of is a milestone. It's not an internal milestone anymore, but it's an external milestone. So, excuse me. So yeah, let me think about it. I think that's what I'll do though, because I have the frequent flyer, the latest one somewhere. So that could be fun, like one Sunday or Saturday. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm actually like, to be honest, like I'm shocked, like that Trader Joe's like is steadfast in like, oh, we're not interested in sponsoring podcasts or your podcast. I mean, I'm always shocked that more companies don't want to sponsor Sleep with me. But I mean, I get it too now that it's been 3 or 4 years of trying. It's like, like most people either don't listen to the ads or don't like so, but it's a company like Trader Joe's. I'm like, oh, that's more of a brand thing anyway. So yeah, well, let's think about it. Like, let me think about it. But I think that's what I'll do. Bolzenberg has their Pocket Cast set up. Yeah, that's where I like to. But yeah, the Patreon app is good to get the. Oh, you can watch this in the Patreon app? Wait a second. I didn't know that. You could watch the live feed in there. Let me look into this. No, I have like songs from Beauty and the Beast stuck in my head. Anybody got any other questions? Sorry, that question was like long-winded and kind of understandably it was mood killer. But I think it's positive, Andrea. We'll get it done and we'll get it out there for. Oh wait, don't boycott Trader Joe's, please. You know how much money I spend? Like that's the other thing. I'm like, man. How come my Patreon app's not updating with the latest post? Maybe, yeah, the last post I have is from yesterday at 4 p.m. Okay, well, I'm not doing a good job as a patron. Oh, sent to you. Okay, cool. I guess probably have notifications turned off. Yeah. Oh, here's something. Cool. Well, does anybody else have any other questions? We won't boycott. If there was a place that I could just go shopping and get the stuff I want other than Trader Joe's, I probably would do it. But it's like those other like the big supermarkets. And I've had to go in a couple. It's like so much less convenient shopping. I wish I had Wegmans. Yeah. It's like, ooh. And Trader Joe's is just like, I love that supermarket. Yeah, same with me. All right. So thanks everybody for coming. If there's no more questions, I'm going to get out of here, record an intro, work on with things I have written on my hand that I have to get done. And that's it. Thank you for your support. Could not do it without all of you. Make sure to get, if you don't have your RSS set up, you're watching this, please get it set up. And do not hesitate ever to contact Patreon support.patreon.com. Thanks everybody in the chat. Bolzenberg, Andrea, and Crazy Pants. It's been one. And Hoffman. Hey, Hoffman's Hot Dogs. If you're out there, I know you don't have them. I mean, you don't even need to market. But you know, could invest in podcasts. This podcast, Sleep With Me. Yeah, I guess not Sleep With Me though. Sleep With Me, brought to you by Hoffman's Hot Dogs. But I can't even buy them out here. I mean, I can buy them on the internet, but Sleep With Me, the podcast. It's like a crisp bite of a hot dog. All right, I gotta go. Bye.